Microsoft is such a corporate way to say this, lowering its growth targets for Copilot, as it has, and this is a quote, this is amazing, struggled to find buyers interested in using it.
Yeah.
This is according to a story from The Information, which has resulted in a 2.5% stock price drop on Wednesday. I mean, you can never quite attribute like a share move to just, one piece of news.
Honestly, I would have expected more.
Well,
not financial advice.
I mean,
based on how hyped the market is on AI stuff right now, them being like, yeah, it's failing. And then the market was like, okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? There's a ton of inertia in all of this. Like Tesla just hit an all-time high.
Okay.
Right? So you gotta remember that
right.
that this kind of ties back perfectly to that long conversation we had last week about information bubbles. What percentage of people read the information? And I don't mean any information in general. I mean theinformation.com. What percentage of people read this? What percentage of people who read it have a subscription they can read more than just the snippet? Who actually even knows about this? Not to mention that so much of the investment in things like the S&P are automated. Like, people will literally set up their paycheck to just siphon off some of it and just, dump it into their portfolio. These are not decisions that they're making based on an article they read today, and they shouldn't. That actually is financial advice. You should not be just like every day moving around things.
It's still technically not financial advice.
It is still, but it is financial advice that I've received.
Sure.
That the average person should not be just like, micromanaging their stock portfolio from day to day based on, individual pieces of news.
Is not financial advice that we're giving you.
Correct. But it is financial advice that I've received from people who are qualified to give financial advice. So make of that what you will.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So most people are not doing that.
True,
like, you look at like a pension fund, for instance, where they have tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that they're managing, or billions of dollars that they're managing. You can't just sell a $400 million stake in Microsoft just like that. I mean, you might not get the best price for it necessarily. Actually, Microsoft could probably absorb that much. Yeah, Microsoft could probably absorb that much. But depending on the size of the company, right? For every sale of a share, there has to be a purchase of a share.
I take every opportunity to talk about the Toronto Teachers Pension Fund, currently sitting at $269.6 billion in assets. Let's go.
Yep. Massive, right? And so an entity like that isn't going to just read this article and be like,
yeet, we're completely out of Microsoft.
Sell all the Microsoft immediately. Yeah. And you have to have, especially on a company with the market cap of Microsoft, you would have to have a huge volume of transactions in order for the price to really appreciably nosedive. Which isn't to say it never happens or that it won't happen when the AI bubble really like pops, but 2.5% in a day is a lot. Anywho, what were we talking about again? Right, yeah, 2.5% stock drop on Wednesday. Copilot currently holds 14% AI market share, apparently, with Google's Gemini less than 1% behind.
This deeply depends on how you measure market share. And based on tiny factors could swing massive amounts, just to like be super clear.
Apparently, a big part of the sales struggles is that AI agents being sold to businesses as labor replacements are failing to complete real-world office tasks 70% of the time, according to researchers at Carnegie Mellon University. Honestly, I'm surprised they're successful 30% of the time.
I suspect that is, again, how you measure it, and also FUB factor and lack of reporting and stuff, because it's like for sure higher than that. But yeah.
Cool.
Or there's companies that are like accepting a certain amount of, like, it's not doesn't seem like it's actually replacing the person, but we can maybe accelerate some people this way, so we're not going to report it as a failure anyways. Like stuff like that. Yeah.
Microsoft defended Copilot, claiming that the information story inaccurately combines the concepts of growth and sales quotas, and they said that aggregate sales quotas for AI products have not been lowered.
Before you keep going, another thing I would say about that 70% figure is I bet you there are cases where they are happy that they're not working as well. I could see. I was just talking earlier about how like in the pre-show, someone brought up, my like username that I changed didn't reflect the change in full plane chat for some reason, and I was like, okay, cool, send in a support ticket. We're not one of those companies that try to like obfuscate it or make it harder to do by like making you read FAQ articles and stuff.
Yeah,
they might like that their support chat bots are bad. Interesting idea. I've never really thought about this before. But I wonder if it's genuine, because there's like a ton of dark patterns at various companies that get put in place to stop you from actually properly sending in support tickets.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because every support ticket costs money, and if it's like
successful, you get a refund or a new product or something.
Yeah,
like they don't actually want those to go through in a lot of cases.
Right.
Definitely not all, right? Obviously, but like there are definitely some. So if it's like bad and it just results in people not being willing to go through the process and they just give up, and that shows up in some reporting dashboard as like, we set up this AI bot and our expenditure on refunds and replacements is lower, they'll see that as a success. I have no idea. This is a lot of like,
I'm going to choose to
conspiracy
believe
theory
that it's not that bad at most places.
Time.
I'm going to choose to believe it's not that bad in most cases. Just for now, just for my own sanity.
Nice.
I'm going to choose.
I have no idea. This is based on nothing.
And my position is based on not being able to handle the emotional burden of you being correct about this.
Who knows? Okay.
One of the ways that Microsoft is growing their AI business still, though, is by forcing LG TV users to have a shortcut to Copilot installed on their smart TV home screen. They have apparently since allowed users to delete the shortcut, but there was a period where it was not possible to delete, and the backlash was swift and secure. Our discussion question is, why would you want Copilot on your TV?
Yeah, I don't. Extremely cold take, but man, smart TVs suck. Cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. This is a good discussion question. David Gauthier prepared this topic. Is a bad TV UX enough to persuade you to buy a different brand? And follow-up question, for let's assume an equal viewing experience, how much more would you spend? Ooh.
I do think a bad UX could push me away from buying a certain TV. But the last TV upgrade that was done for my dad, we looked for one that on purpose was like as dumb as possible. The how much is enough is a tough one. I don't know. I really don't know.
While you think, Metal Maxine had one idea. Hey, Copilot, is this the episode I watched last week, or is it just another scene of Abby and McGee hacking? I guess if you wanted to ask it questions about content, but it's like, I don't know. See, I have the same issue with this that I have with like a wearable AI companion and, an AI ring and an AI glasses and an AI... I already have a phone in my pocket.
You have all the answers
I literally
you need.
already have it.
It's also going to be wrong often. We did the Flopin exclusive that is out now, the last one from Luke Week, which is a gaming video. And when I was looking over some of the like B-roll footage I was sending to Sammy, Jem and I just did a summary without me asking of some of the footage that I had put in Google Drive, and it like summarized a bunch of gameplay footage that I had, and it had like my mic and the person I was playing with's mic in the recording. So it tried to summarize like the things that happened and what we said about it, and it was like 70% correct. and 30% of it was just totally made up. And that's going to happen here. Like, it was just, I was reading different parts. I was like, wow, that never happened. Neat. Yeah.
Dyslexic Stoner asks, what if my AI on my TV could put swear words back in instead of bleeps? I would give away all my info for that. No, now you're just imagining too useful of a function for AI. Okay. Oh, this was such a great example of how,
but with real swears.
All of this stuff is just shit still. And how many years ago was it that Google did that demo where your AI assistant, and this is pre like the generative AI LLM thing, where your AI assistant was supposed to phone your hairdresser and make an appointment for you?
So long ago.
That was like a billion years ago.
I think at least like 7.
I think it was something. I think you're probably right. I think it was like 6 to 8 years ago or something like that. And I basically was like, cap, because it's just obviously 6 to 7. Very funny, because it's obviously the kind of thing that would work, but would work so poorly that it's actually more work than just calling your hairdresser and making an appointment and looking at the calendar yourself, right? I had another prime. Wow, you nailed it. May 2018, apparently, Boom. Says Andy in the UK.
Boom.
Nice. I had yet another one of those moments because I looked at that and I went, my assistant can barely figure out like if I mean a local address or I mean one in New Brunswick when I ask to navigate somewhere. Like, you got to be kidding me.
My assistant is purely for setting alarms.
Yeah.
Or Shazam.
Like my assistant at that time, you still couldn't set an alarm using Google Assistant that was more than 24 hours in the future. Oh, right. Like you couldn't, do you remember that? You couldn't set an alarm for like 2 days from now. And that's a big problem for me because a calendar event is not enough for me. Boop, boop, boop. Like, that's not enough for something I actually need to do. I need it to ring when it's time for me to do something. How is that still not a function?
Don't break it.
How's that still not a function?
I fully agree, because it's super annoying needing to just go do both, and you should really be able to make a calendar event, set off an alarm.
Yeah, you really should. Anyway. Maybe there's a third-party app, which would be super cool. And if anyone knows one, feel free to pop it in the chat.
Feature idea, too. If you're in the Google ecosystem, which kind of blows in a lot of ways right now, but you should make it so that it sets off an alarm unless you're, like, in the thing. So if you're in, like, a Google Meet that is in the calendar event, if you're in the thing, just don't bother set the alarm off.
That'd be cool.
But if you're not, then it should like get your attention until you get in the Google Meet. That would be sick.
Cosmic Wolf says Siri is still limited to 24 hours. Yeah, so I was about to talk about Siri. So Yvonne never got around to switching back to her Android phone just yet, although iOS 26 has actually might make her go back. I have a video coming soon on my experience with iOS 26, but as far as I can tell, it's like the biggest pile that Apple has released and that I'm aware of, that I remember ever using. Anyway, she went to use Siri last night, and she's like, "Hey Siri," and I actually really like this, the way that Siri's just like, instead of being like, yes, hello, what can I do for you? Shut up, and I'm the one who talks. I am the human. You are the clanker. You know. Anyway,
I kind of like it too.
She goes, hey Siri, set a couple of reminders for me. I want to. Sorry, I can't do that. Why not? I thought that's the whole point of natural language interaction. Why do I have to? Hey Siri, set a reminder. I need to do blah 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 blah. Okay, blah blah. No, shut up. Hey Siri, set a reminder. I need to. No, just let me do both of them. And until. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm setting off people's phones. My bad. Stop saying the S word. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm sorry. The point, sorry, I can't show you that while driving. It's like, bro, I'm not driving. I'm in the passenger seat and I'm plugged into the CarPlay.
That stuff is so annoying.
So just thank you, nanny, but f*** off. I'm not interested in having you take care of me and what I'm allowed to do while I'm doing things.
You know a game that I'm surprised doesn't exist? You know when we were growing up and like everyone just universally played the like raindrop game? where like when condensation is like gathering on your window and you like track how it goes.
Yeah.
Or
did you play the variant where you find a spot on the windshield?
Yes.
And you move around your head to dodge
everything?
stuff? Yeah.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
But everyone talks about the raindrop game. I thought that one was way more cool.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, we all used to do this. I'm surprised those don't exist as like basically games.
Oh yeah. There'd be no reason you couldn't do it with like head tracking.
Yeah.
It's got to be a thing. It's got to be like a genre.
Yeah, maybe
of
I just don't know about it. It seems like it would actually be like pretty fun. Oh, dude, you could do it in VR like super easy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, would you even? You wouldn't even need VR for it, though.
No, but like I'm just saying to skip a lot of the like steps, it should be not that hard, I think. But I don't know much about game development, so.
William Comartin says, I used to try to name the make and model based on the headlight shape at night. That's pretty cool. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
It's a lot more knowledge than I would have had.
Yeah.
And with my eyes, I'm not making out headlight shape, dude. I'm just getting.
WebDude says, for reminders and alarms on Android, there's an app, A Calendar, which can handle about 5 alarms / reminders with noise or email.
Why is it 5?
I don't know. Maybe it's just not quite explained properly. Anyway, yeah, we maybe can explore that another time.